So there I was going happily under spinnaker when the wind died off completely and turned to east-southeast. So I had to take the spinnaker down, switched on the engine. And let's see what the wind does. If it says east-southeast, we need to change our sails, get out the mainsail, get out the code. Now, as you can well imagine, I am going to wait lazily until somebody wakes up. It now started raining, so they're definitely going to wake up. It was literally only 4 drops just to make everything wet. So there is this wind shift. Now the question is that due to the showers that are around us? Like there, and there, and there. So this is a radar overlay on our chart, and all the red spots are rain, and we just managed to avoid it, well, except for those 4 drops that made everything wet, and me panicking with the spinnaker outside. Check the weather forecast, and the wind is going to turn to the east. At the moment it's still east-northeast. We just put the mainsail up and we are going to change to the code. Apparently that was enough exercise for the day. This is the most activity we've had in I don't know how many days. Actually, my left arm hurts from having to pull down the spinnaker. This is where the boat shows off. 15 knots of wind from the right angle, east, going 10, which is absolutely perfect. The problem is, of course, when are we going to take down the code, because there is no way I'm going to blow this sail again. So I would like to put an alarm on maximum apparent wind speed, let's say of 15 knots. And of course it's one of these, in my opinion, very easy software settings that B&G doesn't include. And if there's anybody of the B&G who actually sees it, then may I suggest that you put something more intelligent than hour, minute and seconds on ETA, like for example the day the easterly wind arrives early. We are gonna take down the code. Father and son on a common project. So the speed is back on the boat. Now the wind of course also brought with it some waves. The wind is coming from there, so I've got wind wave from that direction. The problem is that on the other side of the equator I've got the normal trade winds, which here are on the northern hemisphere are northeast. On the southern hemisphere they're southeast, which is there. And because there's nothing between me and the other side of the equator, I've got a long ocean swell coming from there. So the boat does move. which is odd after all these days of flat sea. Miles to go still to Salvador de Bahia, and with this wind I'm gonna win the bet. So there have to be enough lemon juice so that it is covered. Now, unfortunately, we do not have a physicist on board because I need somebody to explain me this. In my simplistic view of the world, if I have got 12 hours of sun, I am on the equator. Well, we aren't, because we are still more than 120 miles to the north of the equator, and this is actually the geographical equator, whereas I suppose that the sun goes with the seasonal equator, which should be even further south. So I don't get that at all. We decided this day is called the 12-12. According to our onboard instruments, the sun rose 12 hours exactly before this coming sunset. So, preparing our festivity.
Io quasi un secondo, cioè io 18, 17, 16 scusa, 15.
Allora facciamo il conto
lenti. Sono secondi lenti. Allora ancora 13 lenti secondi.
Allora, 12, 20, 18,
9,
8, 6, ancora
28, 6.
Ma vai, conta!
5, 9, 4, 8, 7,
6,
5, 4, 3,
2, 1, yeah!
Ecco, non si scivola, mettitelo te.
Guarda, Luca! Here we are, half an hour after we crossed the equator. We have done 1954 nautical miles, which takes the boat up to a new record-breaking 24-hour run of 227 miles, which brings us, well, you already know, we are going to be on the equator and just west of the 30 longitude and pretty close to Final T. 1, 2, 3, 4 days. 1, 2, 3, 4 days. And this As I said, here the wind started disappearing from Friday tip, whereas I think we are just gonna fly on like this to Salvador de Bahia.